Alright guys, I had a video I was gonna post, so I had to quickly edit this one. But this is actually the second video. I filmed a first part of the video where I installed the LED strips in the dash and the glove box and installed the controller and showed you how I wired it and stuff like that, and I wanted to upload it today, and all of the data was corrupted. The entire thing was corrupted. All the backup videos for some reason was all corrupted. So unfortunately, you missed the dash and glove box install. I took out the console, I wired it up to the cigarette lighter in the main dash there, and tucked it all right up in behind the head unit. So everything fits back there. It's really nice. I'm not sure if it draws power yet, so I'm still waiting to test on that. But enjoy this video, guys. Again, apologies about the dash video just being kaput. So, all right. So here is the second video, which no one saw the first one, but the second video on an LED install. Enjoy it, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sean, that's Apollo. Alright, so you guys saw in the last video, I put the LED install in the dash, and so pretty cool. So today's video, we are adding on to this install. We're going to take these sub-controllers and we're going to install them in the door panel. Now, I've taken apart pretty much everything in the interior. I've taken out seats, I've taken out glove boxes, all the dash parts, pretty much gauge cluster, everything you can think of in here I've taken out. The one thing I haven't done is door cards. So should be pretty easy. A couple screws down here, a couple push pins, and then you can see I already put the light here. I think I'm actually gonna have to flip it so the connection is on that side, because I'm going to wire the Bluetooth into the window switch, so it'll have power when the car is on, but it'll be dead when the ignition is off. So we're going to take this strip, put it all along in here. We're not going to bother coming out here, first of all because this doesn't flex very well forwards and backwards. In fact, it doesn't flex very well at all in any direction, but this piece will be hidden anyway when the door is closed, so the light will start right about here and it'll run all the way, and then with these light strips you can just take a pair of scissors. So let's say it's hanging out about that far at the end, just take a pair of scissors and cut it where you need to. Other LED strips, there's indications where you can cut them, but these ones, because of the design, I don't know if you can, if it focuses on it. But yeah, there's like two different types of LEDs in here, so no matter where you cut it, the connection will still be good to the next one. So, all right, let's experiment with taking off the doors. Okay, so there we have it. Had to take off the lever for the door lock and then disconnect the switches. So a little up and out that we can put to the side. And now we wire this guy into that. All right, so to figure out the wiring about what which power or which ones is for the windows, so I can splice these in there. I think I know why you see these tiny little like spear ends they put in there. I think they do that so you can right into the wiring harness. Not sure if I like that, but I'm gonna try it on here, see if it works. But first, let's figure out the wiring. Okay, so to figure that wiring out, these books are invaluable. We have power window system. And we are now going to take what I learned on here and I'm going to hook in the little Bluetooth module into this wiring harness. And then that should connect to that, to the main Bluetooth, and then we should in the doors. Let's see. All right, so I just wanted to make sure we got the power lock system, which is coming in pink for power. And then you flip this over. And the power windows is also pink. So all the power for the door is coming in on the pink wire. So I think we know which one that is, because there's only one. This is, the pink is for the power. The purple and green, I believe, is for the door locks. And the other orange and purple, orange and blue, that is for the power windows. So we should be able to take the red for the power of the Bluetooth module, stab it into there, and run a ground, and it should be wired up. When the power turns on, it should turn on to the door. And then we have to take that strip and stick it in there somehow. So cool, let's keep going. Okay, I have it just like roughly put in there. Let's see if it lights up. Oh snap, look at that. Sweet. Yep. Okay, so I know how to wire them in now. Okay, away we go. I was just thinking to myself, this thing is a 20-year-old vehicle, and since I've owned it, which is almost 10 years now, I've never pulled the door cards off. And you can see that this thing has been kept clean, which I like. Very nice. Another thing you got to plan for and be aware of when you're doing lighting like this is, even though that controller is really small, it needs to be mounted somewhere in the door. When the door is mounted, that there's going to be room for it down here. So I found the ideal spot for it, because there's right beside the wiring here, there's a nice open spot in the door card. And when you line that up where it is on the door card here, or on the actual door, I'm going to put the controller right here. This is where it's going to connect up to the door panel. So there'll be some room right in here. That's where I'm going to connect that. And then when I need to take the door panel off, I just make sure I come in here and disconnect the LED strip in the door card from the controller that'll be sitting here. So it's basically like just adding another wiring harness if I ever need to take the door cards off again. So that seems like it'll be the easiest. So, all right. Okay, so you can see the power wire is nicely wired in. I'm just, so like the big battle with any sort of lighting or anything that you do is always the wiring. So the way this thing is set up is this is the only length of cable it has from, or of wire it has from the strip to the controller. And the way the door card is it's not, you can't, well, here, I'll show you. So here it's got that curve, and there's no way to get a wire through there unless I drill a hole, which, no. So I'm going to have to mount the light backwards. It's going to have, the end of it's going to be over there. It's going to have to come down, and I'll have to take the wiring from here through over here. So we're going to actually have to put the controller back here somewhere, so we have enough wire from the light to the controller. So work in progress, troubleshooting as we go. Okay, so I finally figured out where I'm going to put the ground wire, and because of where I'm having to route everything, it got away from, I was going to actually just put it up in there, but since I'm down here, I'm going to take this and actually solder it onto this piece, and then the rubber is going to come down and everything will be secure, and it shouldn't break. And then that way, when the light is installed on the door card, you can take the door card off and you still have got a little bit of room to play to disconnect the LED that's running along the inside. So, okay, one problem down, let's keep going. All right, well, it's not pretty. Let me see if I can focus in on it. Nope. It's not pretty, but what's going to happen is this little piece is going to come down, and then this is actually going to be, with a screw, the door card is actually going to be right on top of this, so it's actually going to keep this thing from wiggling around whatsoever. So kind of ugly. I don't like it, but it's secure. Just bundle these wires out of the way, and then, so, all right, getting there. Okay, wired in. Wires are sort of neatly going to be nicely tucked away. That is not my favorite, but it'll work, and it'll be secure since it'll be held with a screw directly on top of it. Next thing, we got to figure out how in the world are we going to mount this in the door card. Let's have some fun. All right, well, that was an adventure. So I cut it off right here. And then because there is wiring on the end of here, just kind of split the panels a little bit, so there will be a little bit of white wiring showing. But then that plug goes right there. So we'll have enough room for it. We can pop the door over like this if we ever need to disconnect it again. So we have enough room for it. Perfect. All right. It works. It works. I am just having a heck of a time rehanging the door because there's one tab in there you got to push in that way, and then the other ones you have to like seat down on it. So I'm struggling. Oof. All right. Got it all back on there. The only thing, I couldn't get this corner, so it's fine. It's a little loose, but it's fine. Now, let's see. Yes, sir. Beep beep. It should go multicolored. Nice. So, glove box, console, one door. I'm not gonna lie. It took me like an hour to get this stupid door card back on. I could not for the life of me get that piece in. I just gave up on it, and I finally got these two little slots to get the door panel in. Good enough. Whew. Only 3 more. Again, I am impressed at how clean the inside of these door cards are. There's a little, up here there's a little tiny little dust web. Other than that, perfectly clean. So I think I'm going to do the same thing I did on that door. Here's the metal bracket that attaches the door, the middle of the door card to the door. So I'm going to take my little knife, lift that up, tack that on. We'll wire it right into the power again. Put it over here. Same thing. Okay. Light mounted. The rear door. Okay. Wired. Wired. Mounted. Just gotta put the old door card back on. These things are nearly ridiculous to try and get on. I can't, so there's a little slot here and a little slot here, and I'm trying to get the slots on first, put them down, and then I can secure everything. But this is just like the passenger door up front. It does not want to grab up top here, so I'm gonna fight again. All right, I will spare you the graphic details and 4-letter words I had to say, but fortunately it's not as secure on the top as I'd like. A little gap there, but there's a light strip. Let's go turn it on, see what we got. Should be the same as the other ones. Whoop. Let's see. Uh-oh. We have no power. What is going on? That's working. Why are you not working? All right. Had the wrong power wire hooked up on this one. Let's see. Ooh. Very nice. Okay. All right, half done. Console. Glove box, passenger door, rear passenger door, other rear passenger door. We are at 3 out of 4. Okay, so it was a little bit of work. As with most electrical stuff, it's always finding the right wires, wiring it to the right spot, making sure you have enough wire, all that good stuff. But turned out really good. There's a few little spots where it didn't turn out quite as good as I'd like it to. In the driver's door, way up front here, it did not want to go in between the panels, no matter how much I tried and wedged it in there. In fact, the passenger door is a little bit out there too, but looks pretty good. We have another LED kit in Apollo. That makes 7 wheel rings, underbody, headlights, so halos in the headlights and fog lights, engine bay and grille, interior, roof, and now these dash and door card LEDs. So yeah, I got 7 different kits for LEDs in this car, so it's so much fun. Thanks everybody for watching me creating Apollo. Don't forget to make a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. subscribe. I'm trying to build a channel. I got over 70 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I need some more. I'd like some more. So if you like these videos, if you like Magnums, let me know in the comments. And make sure you subscribe, share it with a friend. And that will do it for the lighting kit install. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.